Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in to another episode of VGAPR Garage. Today we're going to be working on this Dodge Dart. Alright, so we're going to be replacing the bearing because Dodge, in its infinite wisdom, decided to put European style lug bolts on it, and someone tightened two of them too tight and destroyed the threads in the hub. So first I want to take this little guy out, which holds the rotor in. And we'll go ahead and give this a turn. And we got to pull this out because we got to let the caliper hang up on a box. There we go. And this is all European and it's inverted Torx bits. So this is going to be fun. I don't have any of that shit. So the caliper bracket bolts are these, and they are an inverted Torx bolt. I was able to get it off with a regular 16 millimeter socket, but I would of course recommend actually using an invert. But since I don't tend to work on too many like Volkswagens, I don't have an invert. But this will work, for example, if you don't either. So, brake, as you can see, brake caliper and bracket off to the side on a box. The rotor, it's stuck on. I bought myself a new toy because I got sick of hammering. So let's see how this works. Well, probably the biggest issue is like a moron. It's like a Jeep. There's a gasket right there. Alright, so let's get this gasket off, this rubber O-ring. Imagine that it's supposed to come off. This is not really what I want to deal with today. Or an empty can of... That's great, this can doesn't work. Alright, I'll be back. Alright. So for this O-ring, I'm just taking a hammer and a flathead to get behind it. I don't know if this is factory on this. This car's had some quote-unquote modifications done to it. So as we're like on a Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's just a simple O-ring and it'll come off easy with a pick. This is a little bit more than that. Quite a bit more than that. Here, let's try this. There we go. The rotor's off. So next we got to pull the CV shaft nut. Got my biggest gun out. This is just awesome. Alright, so now we gotta take the hub bolts out. And again, they're these European inverted Torx bits. I don't have any, but you can use a regular socket. And it's an 11. There's going to be 2 on both sides. There's one here. There's a hidden one here. There's also going to be one here and one over here. But hopefully we don't screw them up. There we go. So there's one. There's no reason why you can't get this without regular tools as well. and there's the other. Then basically you go to the other side. So I have all the 4 bolts out, but there is an ABS wire. I'm removing it from the strut because I have to rebuild the strut. But you might want to take that out. I'm going to. I took the dust shield off just so you guys could see better. You don't have to. And just take it out. That way there's a less chance of it getting damaged. You definitely don't want one of these to get damaged. Maybe let's pull it out. There we go. I'm just gonna throw it to the back. I don't want anything to happen to it. So now we gotta get the hub out, and I'm actually gonna hammer it out. And there's the bad hub. So we'll get to putting the new, we're gonna clean up and put the new one in. But there's some other stuff that I gotta do to this job first before I do that, like rebuild that strut. So I'm gonna get to that before I start doing anything else. Alright, so we're back from me having to rebuild the struts. So now, I did it off camera, but you wanna clean the surface area. And all along here you want to clean all the rust out. It'll help get the new one in easier. And then a nice layer of anti-seize will stop any growth of rust or whatever. And then also in the area where the hub will sit. That also helps with that. I also put some on the threads or the splines of the CV shaft. That'll make sure that it doesn't get stuck. Nothing's worse than a stuck CV shaft. Alright, so this is actually a Mopar hub. That's what the customer got. I would not recommend it. Somewhere on here, hopefully it's in focus, there was a part number. I'd recommend going to Rock Auto and buying a Timken bearing. It's way better. But again, this bearing did not fail, just the threads came out due to it being over tightened. Now this does go in a specific way. These two holes have a further distance apart from these two, which are closer. So be mindful of that. The other thing is, I'm pretty sure I covered it, you want to make sure that ABS sensor is out. So now all you want to do is take your new hub, get it lined up with the splines, and then just put it in. You should be able to turn it. Yeah, when you clean it, it's much easier to move the bearing around so that you can then grab your bolts. 1, 2, 3, I'm missing one of them. Where'd one of them go? There. One of them. Alright. So now, let's go ahead and turn the wheel this way. Alright, still recording, right? Probably. Now these did have blue or red Loctite on it. I don't have red. All I have is blue, but honestly, if you just torque it to spec, or just tight, which is what I'm going to do, you will be more than fine. We'll get one bolt in, and twist it a little bit to line it up. And that bolt is in, and then you're just going to do the same with the rest. ABS. Don't want to forget about that. That's just a simple 10. Don't go crazy on it. Just use a pneumatic. There we go. Then you got your dust shield that you got to put back on. I mean, I do. You really don't have to take your dust shield off to do this job. Nice new bearing. Now I'm going to help it last longer, or not last longer, but help make sure that that rotor doesn't get stuck to the surface. Let's put some nice anti-seize in there. There we go. Go ahead and grab the rotor, and then want to line up one of those holes with the hole for the I guess rotor screw. I guess would be the great thing to call it. I do put some anti-seize on the threads of that so that they don't get stuck up in there. Not that I think this one's a way more robust one than ones I've seen. That one in there. And I guess I'll put this thing back. I really don't know what it is, but it's on there. Because I had to rebuild the strut on the other side, and it wasn't on there. No idea what this thing is. I don't know. Not even sure I'm putting it on right. No idea what I'm doing with it. No idea what it is. Alright. So then you put your rotor and your wheel back on. I'm not going to go into that. This isn't that crazy of a job. I know the rotors are rusty. Customer has new ones. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I always like to know why. Please think about supporting me through PayPal or Patreon. I'd really appreciate it, and helps me help other people out by being able to buy parts for them that they can't afford. And think about following me on Instagram and on Facebook. Those links are down in the comment section. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.